Warcraft 3 had an update and they mainly changed UI and a couple of other things that we'll go through, but we'll start with UI. So this is how the new main menu looks like. Even though it does look like the good old Frozen Throne UI, which I like, but it is way better what it used to be in comparison to the original Reforged. And here's how different bases looks like with new HD graphics. I'll just show you a little bit. Night Elf and the Orc base. Alright, now that I'm done yapping, let's just go and check out their campaign menu, as it also had changes. And now basically each campaign for each, like Orc, Alliance, Night Elf campaign, Sentinels, and so on, all of them look different now, right? They look like books. And it looks really cool. I love the design, not gonna lie. And again, it is about nostalgia, and books that do give that vibe. Now let me show you what is inside the custom games and how overall the UI looks here. As we can see, it looks similar to as it used to be as well in Frozen Throne, but now we have a little bit more comfort and we don't need to always click the button to open the thing to choose extra options. Like for example, always visible, no observers, referees, random heroes, random races, which are during control, and so on. And sometimes on certain maps it does play a role that, especially as I played with my friends before, we play tower defense a lot together. And this setting kind of saves us time when creating a new game, because we want to have the full vision on the map so we could always see each other's builds and talk about it. I don't know how much it matters for the creation of normal games in Warcraft 3, but still it's kind of nice. It is an improvement. It is a step forward, which is nice. Also, another thing I want to talk about it here is that there is a new starter map. It used to be a booty bay basically, since it goes in an ABC type of way, and the B is the first one. But now they started the map with an A letter, so now this is the basic one. As basically people who play for the first time, they always end up playing on the booty bay, which is not really a good representative of maps, especially competitive maps or just overall good maps of Warcraft to play on. And now let's talk about new gameplay options that are available to us, and the first one is Team Color Life Bars. Okay, so what does this function actually do? It does exactly what it says. The life bars become the color of your team, basically. This is the red orc, they have red life bars. This is light blue one orc, and they have light blue. I'm playing blue, and I have blue health bars, right? Pretty simple. And I find it quite convenient to have extra options how you want to play. And it will also help you to distinguish between units better mid-fight, especially if you play FFA and there's many multiple different colors patched in together, you know. But there is one drawback, however. With the basic setting, you can see if your unit's health bar drops down, because it always is a green color, and when it drops down, eventually it turns into the shades of red, right? And it helps you to understand when you want to heal someone, when you want to move them back. And it's kind of natural in a sense, like green is like, no, there is no danger, just keep it there. But if it turns red, it kind of, you know, makes you think like, oh, it's in danger, we need to move it away. But if it's always the same color of the health bar, it actually does not change when the health lowers. So the next new setting that we have is to use the special hero status bar, which allows us to see the hero's level. Right now you can see there is no level to our health bar, right? Now we have one and you can see the level. And it's also fun to see that we actually have the mana pool as well being shown there, because it used to never be there back in a ROC or TFT, but it was newly implemented in Reforged, which is nice. Up next we have enhanced tooltips, basically provides us with full information on abilities, as apparently previously the info on abilities sometimes lacked accuracy with some spells. For example, it was the Blade Storm of Blade Den. It did not specifically state that he's actually magically immune while performing Blade Storm. It is nice. Now we have again once again more options. Maybe you don't want to see that information, maybe you want to see the right accurate information, and that's what they will provide us. It's kind of bad on themselves that they did not made it from the start, but you know, it again, steps forward are better than nothing. Yay! Now we also have timed cooldowns. Now we also have a deny exclamation mark whenever you deny your own creature and deny your enemy of experience. Now there is also a setting that allows you to see how many workers you have in a gold mine. And also, I nearly forgot to tell you, now you can actually zoom out with just your mouse, below your mouse. And this far as it goes, it is insane. It is super nice, especially when you have huge fights. I think it could be beneficial. Just so you can see, I will move out my wisp. Just look how small they are. They've also added settings where you can see your ping, FPS, APM, and also the timer of the game, how long the game was. And I think it's such essential that they were always supposed to be there. Now there is also special settings for Reforged, so you can actually mix things up a little bit. For example, if you want to have your environment to be Reforged or Classic HD, or your heroes, or your units, or your icons, buildings, or just effects, you can mix it up as much as you want, but I don't understand who actually needs it. I feel like you need to be a little bit perverted, I would say, to mix it up. As for example, as you can see, these effects are not really that good. For example, in Classic HD, you cannot mistake them for anything, but if you use the Reforged ones, it's like, can you really see them? And now I want to show you how the multiplayer actually looks like. And it looks similar to how it used to be in TFT. There is no longer that emptiness that that the Reforged was filled with. It's nice to see things as they used to be. And let's click versus so we can see how it is here. It's pretty much as always used to be, but now it's actually easier to play with your friends. It's really smart decision to make things easier for us, and everything seems natural in this setting of this interface of multiplayer. As it was, for example, in the previous ones, my friends did not realize that you could actually invite your friends in the lower right part of the screen, and having two places here is kind of nice for people. So people can see here, can see there, it's just simply nice. And everything looks nice. I don't know, maybe it's just because of the background and overall the feeling of the Frozen Throne, but yeah, this is how custom games looks like now. Similar to as it was in the Reforged, but still. Oh, I didn't mean to. Okay. Also, another thing that they actually added is the new profile pictures that you can use from the Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2. And here they are. Yeah, let's go down a little bit. Yes, here is the Warcraft 1 remastered. And here's Warcraft 2. And the seal is actually my favorite one because it looks so cute. Anyway, let's move on. And oh yeah, collections. There is also skins now available on both Reforged and Classic. They were kind of available on both, but not exactly. But now we also have new free skins. I mean, like, new free skins. I feel like they're supposed to be free skins in a game like this. Otherwise, it's like, eh. And then maybe you could monetize it in a way, I don't know, making them a little bit special. Like, for example, it is in the Heroes of the Storm. Although, I don't know how it would affect the vibe of the game if they added, like, for example, Evil Arthas Christmas edition, like, you know. Luckily, there is a setting that will turn off all the skins, so it will not be affecting you exactly. But if it also turns off your own skins, in this case, they should make it so that you could modify. For example, you keep your skins, but you don't see your enemy skins, kinda. Okay, let's move on to other skins. For example, here we have Blade Master of a Blackrock clan, or people favorite Gramash, Thrall, and so on. Here's multiple different variations of a Batman, of a vampires, whatever. Up next, we have my favorite, Evil Illidan. Although this skin has a downside because everyone can see where you're going to, because Illidan leaves this burning land behind him, and it's kind of choose skin to lose, but you know, not all of us are grubby who is actually so good at the game that it would actually matter. You know, if I was to play the game, I would rather have Illidan than not have him. So there's also Tavern Heroes, and there we have Sylvana before she became a Banshee, which is nice. Nice variations. Really cool, really nice, really niche. So what are my thoughts about this update, you may ask? You see, I think this update is something that was supposed to be on the very first day when Reforged came out, and yes, it is the way things supposed to be, and we can now work from this point forward. As for me, I think, and for many other fans of Warcraft, I think we have unhealthy relationship with this game. We're in an abusive relationship where we don't know better. And when they do the things that we're always kind of supposed to be, you know, things that are normal to have, we have our hopes high. Anyway, I tried.